I know you've done some work in prisons as well and have even brought some of your students to visit correctional facilities here in Connecticut. Can you speak about that experience and about the pastoral needs that you encountered both in the prison insiders and in the students that you've taken there?
Yes. A few years ago, I created what we call an inside-out class, and that means it's made up of insiders and outsiders. And the prisoners are the insiders, and we are the guests, the outsiders that come in, and we hold class together. And I've been trained by the Inside Out Prison Exchange program, so I need to give them a plug when I talk about the course. Our students were very interested in going. We could only take 12. We had 12 insiders, 12 outsiders. Okay. And the whole idea was that we'd have a pastoral care course and we would just be learning together.
Okay.
And the inside out theory is that we do a lot of interactive exercises so that they would get to know each other and cross over, the boundary that divides us and really kind of get to recognize commonalities and, the mutual humanity of each other. Yeah.
How did that go?
I thought it went really well. It's a little challenging. We went to Danbury FCI, and they were very happy to have us come. They don't have too many educational programs there. Okay. The students were quite thrilled to get to be part of the class. Yeah. YDS provided their books, and they were very grateful for that. And everyone had to read a book and write a paper every week.
Okay.
And I must say that the insiders were at least as faithful as the outsiders in doing that reading and that writing each week. They had to work harder at it, the insiders did, because many of them did not have access even to typewriters, much less computers. Yeah. So they hand wrote their papers. And, each week I would read one paper from the week before. And I tried to just choose what I honestly thought was the best paper. And I would say it was half of the time it was an insider and half of the time it was an outsider. People worked really hard at their writing, reflecting on the books they were reading, and recognizing themselves a little bit in the books and sharing their stories through that reflective writing.
Wow.
So it was a great experience for me, and I think for the students who went.
Yeah.
Some of them are interested in prison ministry.
Okay.
And they have gone on to do internships in that field. Yeah. But again, I think it's a wide open field for ministry. Yeah. I think there is such a need to break down the walls that divide us. And, the walls around prisons are there to keep prisoners in, but they're also there to keep the rest of us out. And the more times we can go there, I think we bring sunshine into the place and some level of accountability. Yeah. Because it, being in prison can be quite dehumanizing experience, and we want to work against that. The other big area where I think is, ripe for the churches is to work with people who are in what is called re-entry, when they're coming out of prison and need resources, need support, need connections. Yeah. So I think that's one place where churches can really make a difference.
Yeah. Well, and this is very similar to I'm picking up threads from what we've talked about earlier today around accompanying people along their journey and hearing their stories and honoring their stories and doing some deep, hard listening about that. And I could be wrong, but my guess is some of these prisoners have been prisoners or incarcerated since they were teenagers. So in a way, it's funny, we're dealing with folks who have possibly not had that experience in a strong way before. So that's a pretty incredible thing.
Yeah, it's really a privilege to be able to hear people's stories and to get to know them and to see how hard they are working at just getting through the day many times, but not only holding it together, but also really deciding on their values and striving to find a way to make the most of the time while they're in, and anticipate new ways of living when they leave.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you for that work.
Welcome.